Hey everyone, brace yourselves because I'm about to drop a bombshell of mind-blowing news. My excitement is off the charts. I just can't contain myself. Are you guys ready to explore the route to skyrocketing value for XRP? Fasten your seatbelts because this ride's about to get wild. As always, welcome back to Moneyside, your go-to spot for everything XRP related. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for up-to-the-minute updates on all our XRP discussions. Enjoying our content? Show some love by hitting that thumbs up and share your views down in the comments. The breaking news: Ripple is now a member of the ISDA, the International Swaps and Derivatives Association. That's right, folks. The big D, derivatives, has stepped into the picture, and we all know what that means. Access to a public market that's a whopping $1 quadrillion. The power of this move cannot be overstated, considering that the ISDA is a private trade organization dealing mainly with banks operating in the OTC derivatives market. I mean, look at the company Ripple is in: BlackRock, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America. Heavy hitters, one and all. My friends, this is it, the game changer we've all been waiting for. I've been a firm believer for years that Ripple and XRP are the chosen ones for the derivatives market, and here we are, seeing it unfold before our eyes. The global infrastructure is being upgraded to accommodate crypto assets, and guess which digital asset is perfectly positioned to be the bridge of choice for all these central banks? That's right, XRP. All of this is happening while the ISDA works on the Basel framework, a regulatory framework aimed at strengthening banks' risk management capabilities. I know some of you are frustrated with XRP's current price, but let me tell you, the future is bright. Ignore the day-to-day fluctuations. This is a long game we're playing. The pieces are falling into place, partnerships are being formed, and Ripple stands alone in its association with the ISDA. Take a moment to let that sink in. We're laying the foundation for a future where XRP isn't just at $5 or $10 or even $100. We're looking at a 5-digit future here. Think about it. If even a fraction of that $1 quadrillion worth of derivatives is traded over the XRP ledger, the value of XRP could skyrocket. And this is precisely why I continue to hold and believe in XRP. This news reaffirms that we're on the right track. The introduction of the Basel III framework for crypto assets is yet another promising step in the right direction. Banks across the globe are gearing up to implement a series of capital requirements that encapsulate market, credit, and operational risks. These measures are the finishing touches on the Basel III reforms, which were initiated in response to the 2008 financial crisis. We're mere days away from seeing U.S. prudential regulators unveil their legislative proposal, following in the footsteps of the UK and the EU. It's absolutely crucial that we thoroughly scrutinize the proposed rules' impact and ensure they don't unduly raise costs for businesses, consumers, and investors. It's been nearly a decade and a half since the 2008 crisis, and the world has learned some hard lessons. The financial world of today is more secure, stronger, and better prepared to weather any economic storm. I mean, look at the stats. At the end of 2022, U.S. globally systemic important banks, also known as GSIBs, boasted approximately $881 billion in Tier 1 capital. That's a massive increase from the $224 billion in 2008. Now, let's delve into the prudential treatment of crypto asset exposures. This is where the magic happens. The framework is being updated so that banks can hold digital assets. Essentially, there are two types of assets they'll be able to hold: Group 1 and Group 2. Group 1 consists of crypto assets that satisfy a set of classification conditions, including tokenized traditional assets like stocks, bonds, and yes, derivatives. These assets will need effective stabilization mechanisms and will be subjected to capital requirements based on the risk weights of the underlying exposures as established by the Basel framework. Group 2, on the other hand, encapsulates those crypto assets that fail to meet the classification conditions. Consequently, these assets present higher risks and are subject to a new, more conservative capital treatment. This category includes any tokenized traditional assets and stablecoins that don't meet the classification conditions, as well as all unbacked crypto assets. Criteria are set to determine which of these Group 2 assets are eligible for limited hedging recognition and which are not. There are additional key elements to these standards that we need to consider: infrastructure risk add-on, redemption risk test, supervisory regulatory requirements, and a limit on Group 2 exposures. Check this out. Exposure to Group 2 crypto assets cannot exceed 2% of a bank's Tier 1 capital, and it's generally recommended to be lower than 1%. Any bank that breaches this limit will be subjected to the more conservative Group 2 capital treatment for the amount by which the limit is exceeded. If the 2% limit is breached, then all of Group 2's exposures will be subject to Group 2B capital treatment. There are also additional elements of the standards that cover how operational risk, liquidity, leverage ratio, and large exposure requirements should be applied to a bank's crypto asset exposures. These standards also prescribe a supervisory review process and a specific set of disclosure requirements. This is the framework that needs to be in place for banks to hold digital assets. I've heard some of you saying in the comments, but banks have already bought. However, these requirements need to be met before banks can hold crypto assets, so it's clear that the banks haven't fully jumped in yet. What does this mean? We're still in a predominantly retail speculation crypto market. We haven't seen the full utility of these assets, nor the full influx of banks coming in to hold them. Where do XRP, XLM, or XDC fit into all of this? As these frameworks roll out, we'll see how these assets are positioned. But trust me, they will have a role in the derivatives market, the largest market in the world. Do you think banks wouldn't want to hold the underlying asset that they're using for transactions? In related news, the Digital Dollar Project recently completed a pilot study for retail CBDCs with a focus on cross-border payments. This was carried out in collaboration with Western Union, BDO, Unibank, Inc. in the Philippines, and Accenture, which happens to be a Ripple partner. This is just another stepping stone in the exploration and experimentation of CBDCs in the US. The full document will be included in the notes, but it's important to note that atomic settlement is one of the key terminologies in it. In more exciting news, SBI, the financial behemoth from Japan, has showcased how it uses XRP for on-demand liquidity, ODL, remittances between Japan and the Philippines. Isn't that intriguing? If Japan, a global economic powerhouse, is leveraging XRP for not just international, but also domestic payments, it certainly hints at other nations potentially following suit. It's like the best of both worlds, taking care of all types of payments both within and across borders. SBI VC Trade, a subsidiary of SBI Group, has unveiled future plans for Ripple's ODL product in Japan. The focus is clear: leveraging XRP for ODL remittances between Japan and the Philippines. Let's not forget, there's only $1 billion per month flowing through ODL currently. This thing is barely off the starting block. So let's all just take a moment, breathe, and recognize that we're on the cusp of something truly remarkable. When I revisit the requirements we discussed earlier, I see potential for them to be accelerated. Currently, the timeline stands at January 1st, 2025. But in the event of a sudden unexpected development, a black swan event, this could be implemented much faster. This, folks, is the reason banks haven't fully dived in yet. I am over the moon about these developments, and while I try to contain my excitement, I must admit that it's a challenge. We are at the forefront of this wave, and it's vital to remember to look at the bigger picture. This isn't a short-term game. It's about creating generational wealth. If you're not ready for the ride, and your preference is to trade meme coins, that's absolutely okay. As always, I urge you to consult with your financial advisor. I'm not here to offer financial advice. I'm here to explore this incredible journey towards a transformative financial future. Whether it's for your future children or your current fur babies, this can provide a substantial boost for your family's financial stability. It's all happening behind the scenes. It's all coming together, my friends. I am beyond thrilled, and I hope you share in my excitement. Let's continue to navigate these fascinating waters together. Please remember, I am not a licensed financial advisor. The content presented in these videos is purely for entertainment purposes. I always encourage viewers to conduct their own research and consult with professionals before making any financial decisions. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure you turn on the notifications to be the first to know when I release new content. I'm excited to catch up with you in the upcoming video. Take care. Yo.